Studio 5. Today we're going to learn about how to use a protractor. And in case you haven't guessed it, these funny looking things, they come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and we're going to learn how to use one.
Okay, so one of the first steps you need to know about learning how to use a protractor is making sure you have it in the right direction. So this direction would be wrong, this direction would be right. Here's another protractor for an example. This direction wrong, this direction right. Why? Because I can read the numbers. Lastly, here's a different size protractor, wrong and right. The next step you need to know is the center point. So this would be a center point. This on this one would be the center point, and this on this protractor would be the center point. Next, the important step is the baseline. So that's this bottom line here. Alternatively, on this protractor, this would be your baseline, and alternatively on this protractor, this would be your baseline on the bottom. You could use your ruler here, okay? Actually, no, it would start from here to here. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to just stick with this protractor from now on, okay? So you'll notice it starts at 0 here, and it goes all the way to 180, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at a variety of different angles, and we're going to look at how to measure them. Okay, so I have some polygons here, some regular, some irregular. So we'll just look at these. So if I'm going to be asked to measure these angles like you do in one of your activity, one of the first steps you want to do is start to think about your baseline. So if I'm going to measure this angle here, okay, I'm going to match up my baseline. You notice how I've matched up the baseline all along this line here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it coming across here. So I got my center point at 0, and I have this. Now, you'll notice here it reads 180 degrees, so I'm just matching up my line perfect just for accuracy's sake, okay? So I'm putting the 0, the center point here, and I'm making sure that my baseline is matched right over my the line that I'm measuring. Okay, so now you see it starts at 180 on the outside, but 0 at the center. And 0 is what I want to measure from, because I want to measure the angle going all the way from here. So can you guess what the angle is? All right, so if you've guessed 80, you are correct. So it is not 100 degrees. Why? Because I'm starting at 0. I'm looking at the inside circle. I'm going up, 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 until it matches all the way here at 80 degrees. So what I would do, just let me grab my pencil, is I would mark this one at 80 degrees. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to measure this angle just right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is look at my baseline and my center point. So I'm matching up my center point, making sure my baseline is all matched up on here. Okay, again, I'm starting from the 0. I'm going all the way up. So can you guess the degrees? Okay, so it is not 80. Remember, we're looking at the inside, going all the way from 0. The measurement of this angle would be 100, which is greater than 90 degrees. And if you could guess the type of angle, would it be acute, obtuse, right, reflex? Give me a second to think. Okay, so if you guess obtuse, you're correct. Why? Because it's greater than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. So again, I'll put 100 degrees here. Okay, and we'll finish measuring all these angles here. So again, I'll go to this obtuse angle. I'm making an estimate here because it looks to be greater than 90 degrees, less than 180 degrees. So again, I'm matching up my center point, which is here, going to the baseline, matching it all up appropriately. So again, I'm going to go from the 0 on the outside on this one, okay? And my guess was right. I'm already noticing that it's greater than 90 degrees. And I'm just going to match up my baseline a little bit more accurately here. Okay, and notice how when I do that, the angle actually matches up appropriately with 100 degrees. Why? Because it goes 0, the angle starts, goes all the way to 100 degrees. Okay, my last angle here, what I'll do is I'll probably turn this on its side just to make it a little bit more easy for me to measure the angle. Again, I'll match up my center point and my baseline. So center point and my baseline, And then I'm going to be using the outer 0 here. Okay, so the outer 0, lining all the way up, and this angle is 80 degrees. Okay. So now, if I were to add all these angles up, what would it equal? I got 100 plus 100, so that's 200, that's 160, so the total angles is 360. So I wonder if I did all of these, if these polygons would all equal 360 degrees. Now, for this, sometimes you don't have to spend your time measuring angles because it's marked off with this symbol, okay? And this symbol signifies 90 degrees. So 90 degrees times 4, okay? If you haven't guessed it, it's 360, okay? So have a go with measuring angles using a protractor. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to message your advisor.